And then I need that moved over.
I know. These glasses are really messing with me.
Are they?
A little bit. Right here, right? No, they're a Dollar Tree kind.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, because the live chat's to the right.
Oh, yeah, right here.
Yeah, I need to... Okay. And is it live?
It is.
We're streaming?
I guess so.
We're streaming!
The mic's on, everything is good.
Yay!
Here we go. Is anyone out there?
We'll just give it a couple minutes.
Is anybody out there?
Did everyone fall asleep from the movie?
They may have. That's the problem with showing a really bad movie.
They're like, this movie really sucks. I'm going to bed.
There's Bobby. Bobby Howard Jr. found us.
He's the #1 YouTube chatter.
He's
right
in there
now.
first.
Yeah.
He'd be the only one.
Might be.
Can you hear us okay, Bobby?
Oh, and there's Lofty Moose. Lofty Moose is #2. Hey guys, okay. We're getting started here. We're going to give it a few minutes to see.
AB's good, they say. Okay, so I gotta go grab my goodies.
Yeah, we're going to give it a few minutes to see who creeps into the chat. There's a Dave Anderson. Hola, Dave.
Hola. David.
And we're going to have a fun topic tonight.
We do.
For the monster kids out there and the monster kids at heart. We're going to talk about monster toys.
Yes, toys of the monster kids from the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, like a DJ announcer, till today.
Yeah.
Craziness. All right,
yeah,
Frank,
it's
starting to roll in.
Horror-themed toys and like monster toys, creatures, that sort of thing.
How is Albert here? He has like a stack of firewood like as tall as a terminal tower to burn tonight.
Yeah, but people also have phones.
Yeah, I know. But hey, Albert, thanks for joining us, man. Envious of you totally. Him and his fires are always like epic.
Tom says, hello everyone, here tonight and stay safe.
Wow. They're rolling in right now.
Hope you guys are out there staying safe. Yeah, but you can still have fun.
That's right. From afar.
All right, so this is episode 30 of the Mummy and the Monkey's Hairy Scary Hangover.
Only 70 more episodes to go to episode 100. Wow. That should be a breeze.
With YouTube, we have a lot of catching up to do because with our Facebook fan page, The Mummy and the Monkey, we host B-movies on there, and it's fun. He puts in the sound effects and everything. And Grimm.
Him.
Yeah, you right here, Grimm Gorri.
Him do. Well,
so we've been hosting that for 2 years on Facebook Live.
Yes.
And we're getting closer and closer to episode 100 on our Facebook page. And we get thousands of hits on the Facebook page for our videos. But we're trying to build up the YouTube because the YouTube's, it's got some work to,
It's a little bit more harder of a beast to tame.
Yeah,
but
it's a smaller...
But we want to provide content for YouTube, so we're doing this live type of thing. To where we don't show a movie, obviously, because that gets a little bit sticky. Because that's what got us over to Facebook in the first place, because we started off on YouTube.
Yeah, we actually started trying to host movies
the Hairy Scary Hangout on YouTube.
On YouTube. And
but YouTube don't like
we went to YouTube jail for a few months.
Yes, and then we wound up on Facebook, and everything's been hunky-dory there.
We were in YouTube solitary confinement.
That's right. If you go way, way back in our archives, you can see that the episode we come back, where have the fake prison bars in front of us. And I'm wearing a prison uniform, the whole thing.
Hey, it was, it gave us something to work with.
Yes. Thank you, Lofty Moose. He's reminding everybody to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed.
Yeah, thanks, Lofty.
Tell your mama, tell your papa. We're coming out there and we're trying to make everybody watch this show.
Medieval Renaissance Fair says, I made it!
Yay! Yeah, that's another, a venue that took a hit. It was his Renaissance fairs, right? Dragon,
I think there might have been a few that were still going on as long as it was outside, and they were, practicing some safety protocols.
They've always been outside.
I know, they've always been outside, but...
But some states have limits to gatherings of certain people.
Right, there might be limits as to how many can
Unless you go to a rally. I don't understand it.
The whole thing's all wacky.
Doesn't make... Or a grocery store. Whatever.
But anyways, the theme for tonight is monster toys. So I wanted to...
Monster toys, yeah.
Different monster toys, creature toys, horror theme.
Yeah.
And we're going to show some from our own collection.
Yeah, a few from our past. I wish I had, trust me, a lot of the stuff I had as a little ape, I don't got anymore.
Yeah.
But I've acquired a few, and some I didn't have, but I wish I had, so.
Well, I actually have a lot of He-Man and She-Ra, and there are monsters in that, so that could be considered monster toys.
I would consider.
But they're all boxed up in like a dungeon somewhere. So
right.
I didn't get to bring those out.
Yeah, not in the cemetery, but in a dungeon.
But He-Man and She-Ra, so many different characters, so many different monsters there. So even though it's not horror themed,
I don't know what happened to his tail.
it had monsters. Where'd Godzilla's tail?
I do. Oh, there it is. I got it. Don't say what it is.
And Godzilla toys. So the kaiju toys, you know, the giant monsters, the giant
all that counts.
monster suits. So I've got, speaking of kaiju.
What is that? I'll just hold this right here. Into your
Graham.
What? I was holding my.
Godzilla shouldn't be upside down
I'll
like
hold my
that.
toy until you're ready to go. I'll let you go first.
Here's Mothra. Mothra's my favorite Godzilla monster. And Mothra's very, very cute. So, and this one you could like hang so she's
you know how we pick this toy up? It's pretty heavy.
No, Grim, you can pick that up yourself.
Why not?
Grim, I think you're capable of it.
Okay, so
you're a big boy, Grim. You can hold your own monster. Grim, why is he upside down?
I'm waiting for you to finish.
I'm all done. I'm waiting on you now.
All right. Ow! You want to? Woo! You want to hold that for me?
No thanks, Grim.
It's detachable. You didn't know that?
Grim, you shouldn't.
I'm talking about Godzilla's Shogun Warriors. The Godzilla. I'm talking about. He's got a detachable tail. Come on. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You know what this was. So back in the day when I was a little ape man, one of my favorite toys was. Now this is not my original toy. I wish I had to get this on the backside somewhere years and years ago. And these are even harder to get now. But this is a Shogun Godzilla. Remember this? Had the fire thing. You know, this is, you know, his fire still works, right? His little fire tongue.
His tongue works. Yeah, there it goes.
Make a girl happy with that. Lord knows I do. And then, you know, but that's always broken, right? On this guy, that his stem is broken. I don't have the fist, although in one of our flea market finds, I did find a fist, an actual Godzilla fist. Without,
is it the same one that goes?
It was the
one?
It was the only one that would go to. It's authentic.
Oh.
But it didn't have the stem that you load in here because it's spring action. Yeah, it's got a little button here.
So you had the hand, but it was missing a piece.
Right, because so Godzilla came out in the late 70s, right, with a bunch of other Shogun Warriors. And the Shogun Warriors, if you don't know, like Mazinga and, oh my gosh, Raideen were some of the names of these robots. And they were, like, based on the Japanese, like, robot characters.
The giant robots, the animes and everything.
I don't know how they, before it was even called anime. Japanimation, they called it back in my days. And then, right, that's politically incorrect probably, but they call it anime now.
Now it's anime.
But somehow they incorporated Godzilla into this line of toys, all the same size, and they had roller skates, right, for feet. They had these rollers on their feet. Mm-hmm. And they all had some sort of like a launching action. Like he had a launching fist, but that's always hard to find. It's always gone. And the robots had like missiles, like Mazinger. He had like missiles that you could shoot off. And I do have like a part of him somewhere. My brother had that, and but the tail's always missing too. It's all, you know, they took it off for the box.
Watch with that piece because
is it cracked?
Yeah, it's cracked there.
I think you broke it.
No. Well, the plastic's really thin there.
Yeah, but that's usually missing from the piece. But I still. Ooh,
I dropped my phone.
Ooh,
and Mothra's making a nest in my hair.
So yeah, this is one of my. It's not my. It's my prize. One of my prized possessions, but it's not my original one. But I did happen to get one. They're hard to get.
Very cool. Let's read some comments.
Now they're getting good. They're getting hype out there. Creepy Crawlers Thingmaker. Yes. Those are great.
See. Albert did give us he got a sticker. So if you scroll up, I did see he got a sticker. Thank you, Albert.
Well, he gave us a super chat for
it was a super chat
sticker.
Yeah,
thank you, Albert. Yep. I saw that.
One of those chat things.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thanks you, Albert. Thank you.
Hey, Late Horror Show. Hey there, Dino. Cool.
You know
I have my original Godzilla, says Will.
That's cool. I have a photograph of me as a little monkey with that, but I don't have the original toy.
Oh, thank you again, Albert. Take care of your monsters, he says.
We will. One of the things I never had, but friends of mine had in school, elementary school, was a Mighty Men and Monster Maker. Do you remember that?
Mighty Men Monster. I remember the creepy crawlers.
No, that was you make physical toys.
So what's the monster maker?
A lot like the Barbie, the fashion plates. Remember when you could
like the Barbie fashion designer.
You switch out the head, the torso, the legs.
And you would get your pencil or your
right,
crayon
and you do
and put the paper over it,
and you do a dry rub.
Yeah.
So you could create. They did the same thing for boys. It was
but
called
with monsters.
Mighty Men and Monster Makers.
Oh, that's cute.
Yes, I never had one. I always wanted to get one. I could get them on eBay. They probably go for $100 now.
Mattel in the '60s they had creepy crawlers, and then they had one called the Thing Maker.
Thing Maker was before that, yeah.
The Thing Maker was right
Earlier
before it,
version,
and it was pretty much like an easy bake oven, but with rubber monster things.
Yeah, you get this gel that you pour into molds, and you could do different colors. You could make they all kind of like little creatures, and you could combine them. It was pretty neat.
Reading the comments.
Go ahead.
Okay, but yeah, so I've sold some of those before too.
The plates.
The plates for those. Yeah, because people still use them, and you can make. I think it was the Thing Maker where there were shrunken heads, little skeletons you could build. Those are cool, and then they remade creepy crawlers like in the 80s and 90s, but. I'm going down my list here.
Well, Jonathan Ray says they had the Munster, the show The Munsters.
Yeah, I know
Munsters.
Munsters.
They had hand puppets. Remember those? Those are expensive. You can find those. Oh boy.
Actually,
they're good.
Yeah, those are cool. Pretty much anything Munsters is more. It's very sought after. The Munsters toys, Mattel made like Munster dolls and different toys, and they're hard to find. Very cool, though.
Albert wants to know a very burning question. What do we think about Slinkies?
Slinkies?
Well, I know they're fun for a girl and a boy.
They roll downstairs, roll over.
Albert loves a Slinky. Who doesn't love to play with their Slinky, right?
That's classic.
Remember the hand thing of the kid was like,
Yeah. Okay, so plushies.
That toy though, the Slinky, it's not a monster toy, but it came from a machinist who they were making like some kind of machine coils or something, and he noticed that when it fell down, so it was kind of one of those weird happy mistakes. Mm-hmm. And it was a manufacturing thing, and that turned into.
I think someone dropped a spring down the stairs.
Sort of, yeah.
And then they're like, "Hey, we could turn that into a kid's toy."
Boom.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you got next up?
So, Halloween plush, different monster plushies. This one is made by Russ, the same company as, the little troll dolls. This is, a little Halloween witch. So, she's a cute little witch doll there. So, there's that. But, yeah, they would, in the 1980s, there was, My Pet Monster, and... Is that the one that had the chains and
that was
in a
late.
cage?
That was late 80s.
That was
My
80s.
Pet Monster.
My Pet Monster.
Late 80s, early 90s.
And he was a big plush. He was cool.
Yeah, he was really cool. That was made by those characters from Cleveland, an American Greetings company, and they were doing toy stuff. Yeah, My Pet Monster. They also created Care Bears, Holly Hobby, Strawberry Shortcake, the Get Along Gang.
Oh,
if you remember them.
Yeah, I remember all that.
Not scary, but they came up with My Pet Monster, and they did it really good. That keeps coming up. They keep remaking that. I think there's a new version coming out right now.
Tamagotchis. Oh,
was that a monster? Was that scary?
They had different creatures, but they also had cute animals, like a duck, a frog.
So Tony is talking about the Stretch Monster. You know what? That's interesting. I had the Stretch Monster too. I got that for a birthday present. Or Christmas or birthday, but I never got Stretch Armstrong. The weird thing about those Stretch Armstrongs, and they kind of re-released those, but they weren't made of the same thing. The 70s Stretch Armstrongs were basically a vinyl casing, but they had Caro syrup on the inside.
So that's what made them stretch.
Stretch, right. They had a rubber outside, but the Caro syrup let you
And how many kids ruined those? Ripped them apart.
Me.
And they leaked syrup everywhere.
I chopped that thing open because the Stretch Monster. I didn't have the Stretch Monster. I had X-Ray. He was called. It was another.
Stretch Arms.
There were two different villains for Stretch Armstrong. There was X-Ray and Stretch Monster. Stretch Monster was like a lizard, and which kind of rare. And so was a Stretch X-Ray. It had a brain head and a translucent body, and you could see the organs inside of him.
Weird.
Well, after I had this thing, it kind of hardened after a while because it was like Caro syrup. So I cut it open and just to get those the little plastic molded guts inside of them. It was weird, but of course, it's kids, right?
Bobby James says, "Yeah, I ripped them apart." The Aurora model kits. Yeah, the monster model kits.
Those were cool too.
So, you know, there's car model kits, there's train model kits. Well, they made monster model kits in the 60s, and then later on, a lot of them were remade in the 90s.
Yeah, Lofty Moose said drawn and quartered. There were some really, really dark Aurora monster kits too they did. Like of torture dungeons and things like that.
Yeah, really,
yeah.
A little on the gory side for its time. Like, so, way ahead of its time.
We got 2 in a row. We had Gumby and Pokey. That's your favorite. Gumby is your favorite.
I love Gumby.
Not a monster, but maybe...
He's a little creature.
He's a little nightmarish.
Yeah, I don't know what Gumby is. He's just this cute little thing made out of clay.
But after that, we have James Wimmer saying, The Great Garloo.
Ooh, yeah. The Great Garloo. If you ever find that at a thrift store... If you can find that. A yard sale... Buy it. They're extremely hard to find.
It's actually spelled Garloo, not Lu. But look up, go to eBay right now.
That was made by Ideal.
Yeah,
right?
look up Great Garloo, Garloo. And if you ever see that at a yard sale, at a church sale, at a estate sale,
pretty much any those old 60s and 70s toys, if they're marked Ideal. Or Marks, M-A-R-X. Some of those are really good. They're really hard to find.
Oh, James said his brother terrorized him with it. Yeah, because it was a little. What Great Garloo was, he was like this kind of a monsterish lizard
like this
thing.
Big monster thing.
But he had an RC cable that connected to him, and you could like remote control him.
So he could chase people.
Yeah, and you could you know it was
scare your cat or
dog. Like an early RC type of technology. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did Bengals lose to Cleveland? Yes, they did. Sorry.
They did.
Sorry, Adam. They lost by 5 points.
Go Browns. Woo.
Go Browns. Yeah. It was a good game though. It was 30-35, right? You said the score was
35-30.
30 whatever. 35.
So this is a Mark's toy. I'm just making sure, and I think he glows in the dark.
James says that Great Garloo was his size when he was getting chased around. So I can see how that can be scary. Go ahead.
But here's a mummy figurine, and this is from the probably late 60s.
Yeah, this is a Mark's.
It doesn't really show up well there.
Yeah.
But it's a Mark's mummy.
Those were everywhere. They had Wolfman, all the monsters they had.
And this I bought at a toy store in Lakewood.
That's right, for cheap.
For only $5. I was really happy with them.
Hey, thank you, Dino.
Wow, thank you, Dino.
He says, Living the Scream is still burning the charts up on iTunes. We have to check back. We're thinking about doing some more episodes for that.
That's funny.
Yeah, we should maybe chime in and put some more stuff up. More stuff to talk about. Toilet paper monster. Hey, Bobby James.
The Mark's playsets were amazing. Every Christmas I'd look at the Guns of something.
Never.
In the Woods catalog.
Oh, Ward's catalog.
Ward's catalog. Okay. Sorry. Trying to read it from...
The Guns of Navarone.
Oh,
in the Ward was a department store like Sears.
Oh, see, I'm not familiar with that department store.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they were big. They were big.
Cool. But yeah, these Mark's toys, they did come out with different monsters. So that's a fun one. And these are easier to find than like Great Garloo or some of those Munsters toys we were talking about.
Yeah, the best I could do is that Munsters lunchbox and thermos I have for sale on my eBay store. But anyway, so here's a toy that I did not have as a little ape, but I always wanted, but I found, out and about. It was the Crusher. Ooh.
Ooh.
Now, do you remember this guy? Anybody out there remember the Crusher?
He's green like Garloo.
He is green. He's not as green.
Should I van at him?
He doesn't have the leopard, loincloth or the medallion that hung, but he's the Crusher. So this was kind of fun. This came out in the late 70s, like around the same time as, Stretch Armstrong and all that. Right?
He shows up better than the Mummy did.
I might need to run upstairs and get something that I think people might get a kick out of that I love. So it's a total monster toy, but I want to remember. But so no, it's not a Stretch Armstrong, John. It's called the Crusher. I'm not going to mess him up now, but he
smushes down.
Yeah,
and then he can jump up. Right?
He has a valve on the back, right? So what you're supposed to be able to do is crush him up, like smush him up into a little ball. And then when you unleash the valve, he comes back to life, right? It's Crusher with a K. Krusher.
The Crusher.
Crusher. Yeah, remember, I didn't have him, but he was really cool looking. He's like, very Swamp Thing. Actually, more like, what's that crocodile bad guy that, Killer Croc.
Killer Croc.
Yeah, from Batman. Yeah. like that.
A little bit.
Yeah, but I found him. I think I paid like $15 or $10 for this guy at a flea market.
Mm-hmm.
I never had him. I saw the commercials as a kid. Other kids had him. I never got to have him, but I got him. Oh my god! He's awesome.
So
I'm gonna blow your minds in a second. Give me a second. I'll be right back.
Okay, so Grimm's gonna go look for more monster toys.
I will. I just remembered.
And while he does that, I can show some more toys.
Yes.
So everyone loves their monster cereals, and with Halloween coming up soon, Count Chocula's coming back. I think Blueberry, Fruit Brute maybe, but the monster cereals are coming back. Well, here's a Count Chocula Funko Pop. The Funko Pops, a lot of the horror themed, the monsters. A lot of Funko Pops are being made. Probably too many. There's like millions of them out there. But I like this little Count Chocula, guys. Count Chocula is my favorite monster cereal. Even though I'm a mummy, you would think it would be Yummy Mummy. But I like chocolate. So, yeah, there he is. Do-do-do-do. I'm going to check the comments. Best toy from the old cereal boxes. I'm not sure. I'll have to think on that and get back to you. Let's see. I'm trying to read some of these. Have you ever seen the AMT Monster Coach model kit? I had that as a kid.
Monster Coach, yeah.
Monster Coach, yeah. I've seen those. And they did reproduce those. They did make
Repops were like prevalent, like in the 90s and stuff like that. They had a lot of repops of those Aurora kits. So yeah.
Dino was asking what our favorite cereal toy would be.
Ooh.
And it's, I don't. When
I got a bunch, but
when I was a young little ghoul, we had the generic cereal from Aldi.
I could have brought one. I could have brought one from where I just came from.
Like the cereal that was in the bag. So we didn't get a lot of the name brand cereals.
Well, some of my favorite toys from the cereals were like weird ones, like Freakies. Freakies was a cereal that came out in the mid 70s. Okay, they had a couple different versions of the flavors. They had Fruity Freakies and like some was like Captain Crunch, but they would just give you little action figures of the actual Freakies characters, which I can't describe here because who would know what they are. They're just really weird little creatures. Other like favorite things were anything that you had to put like soda, like baking soda in to dive and come back up. I might sneeze in a minute, so don't get alarmed.
Grim is kicking up some dust.
There you go. So anyway, God bless me, or whatever blesses me. Wow. Ooh, that always tears right through me. Sorry.
Gesundheit, Grim.
Yeah, whatever. Ooh.
So,
well, better than a burp, right?
Okay, the cereal thing, I do remember Flintstones had like little toys, sometimes a Flintstones cereal.
Yeah, they would have balloon racers where you blow a balloon up and you put it on the back of a plastic car and it would fly, things like that.
Yeah, so I think some of that, like some of those Flintstone toys were fun.
And then later they got more like elaborate, like they would do the whole vinyl figures and things like that inside the
I remember the cereal. Batman cereal had like a cereal bowl attached to the box. But yeah, we didn't get the name brand cereal too much. Yeah,
and they got more elaborate, and then they just got. I mean, it's the funny thing because when they got to be like really cool, the toys where they would be like battery operated, then they stopped doing it. And I remember as a kid, they would have the toy inside of the cereal, so you'd have to like eat the damn cereal to get to the toy, and then for whatever reason, they started packaging the toy the same way they did before, in a little cellophane thing, but on the outside. So all you had to do was like open the box up, reach down behind the bag, but the fun thing was, I thought as a kid, was getting to. I mean, that's what they wanted you to do, right? That was the gimmick. You had to buy the cereal, eat so much of it till you get to the bottom of the thing to get the prize. And then they got rid of the prizes, so it's really sad.
1980s. Here's the Crypt Keeper.
Yeah. Dino's like, I always reach to the bottom of the box. I remember that. I remember
you could get the toy out first.
With a full box of cereal.
Full box of cereal.
Putting your arm in the box of the cereal, feeling all that crunchiness.
You'd spill the cereal
and
everywhere.
You're like playing around until you find that little cellophane package, pull it out, and you're good.
You make a mess of everything, but you get your cereal toy.
All right.
So yeah, 1980s horror toy, monster toy. Here's the Crypt Keeper. So there's him. I think this one talks. I'm trying to remember. I picked him up at a flea market like 5 years ago.
That's another good one, too.
Where's his little button? He should have a button somewhere.
SpongeBob Hempan says, anyone remember the cutout records?
He still works.
Yeah, he's good. Get a job.
Woo!
Make some money.
So he's cool. He's part of my collection.
SpongeBob Hemp Pants wants to know if anyone remembers the records. You can cut. Yes, I had a Halloween one. I wish I could find it. I'm gonna look for it this year. I would love to hear that again. I think Honeycombs had a cutout one.
There's a little mini crypt keeper.
Is that the one with the kung fu grip or something?
Yeah,
like
he does like a
squeeze
karate.
His legs or something like that.
No, he
squeeze his legs.
No, his little arms move and his head
kind of. He makes pasta or something. I don't know.
He just kind of waves his arms around.
Yeah, the records on the back of the I remember Honeycombs, like I said back in the day. I think it was from Honeycombs. They had a haunted house record you can get. That was a little 45, cut out cardboard.
Oh, the records in the box.
With the vinyl printed on the front. Yeah.
Yeah, we've talked about the cereal stuff before.
Yeah, we find that sometimes too.
Yeah, and sometimes we still find those records. It's cool. So now, what were you going to show everybody?
I'll show one thing before I get to the crazy.
You were like all excited to show off
something I got from
toys.
the Stellar Tony Beller. It's kind of monstery in that effect that it's a dinosaur. But
Ooh,
this is Avon Bubble Bath, I think, right? Does it say on that bottom, Avon? Or no?
Bubble Bath for Children. Avon products.
Avon. That's all I want to know.
9 ounces.
So I remember getting this as a kid.
Is there still bubble bath?
There is. It's full. I bought this from the Stellar Tony.
You should try using it.
The Stellar Tony Bellers. I should. Maybe not. It might be like acid now. But our good friend Tony Beller at his booth is, where's that now? It's in Streetsboro.
In Streetsboro, yes. So you can check out Tony's booth.
He had this and a Triceratops. I had this. I personally had this one. I may have had this Triceratops, but I know I had the T-Rex. And it's basically a bubble bath that you would, pour in your... Remember, this is a big thing. The vinyl head's still squishy. Let me see if it smells the same way I remember it. Let me see.
Oh, jeez. Don't spill the bubble bath.
I won't. Let me get a little...
This is like 40-year-old bubble bath.
Ooh, that's taking me back. That really does smell like it.
It still smells?
Exactly the same, yes.
Wow.
It is the real deal, baby.
The real McCoy there.
But I loved this stuff as a kid. And bubble bath and crazy foam, that was a big thing in the 70s. Mm-hmm. The character
and
crazy foam. And
they would come out with all the real crazy, like the bubble bath bottles.
Boy, that smell. Wow. It's amazing.
I don't know if they made any other monster ones.
Well, Avon may be like...
Maybe just the
as
dinosaurs.
As far as monster, they didn't do a lot of licensed stuff. They may have, but not that I know of.
I remember Muppets, like the Muppet bubble bath.
Yeah, that probably got licensed. Like the
like
crazy
Kermit
foam,
the Frog, Miss Piggy, yeah. Crazy foam. Ah. Oh, thank you, Albert.
Sorry, Adam. Hopefully they'll tell him to go away, Adam.
He says Avon calling.
Crazy. Albert's going crazy here tonight.
Thank you, Albert. Thank you, Albert. Wow.
What I ran out to get was this one thing. So, this is something I got for Christmas one year. This is not I do have the authentic one, but not the box. I do have the figure from what I can remember what it is, and the parts inside and the actual thing. But then I went on eBay and found an actual boxed version.
Okay.
But this is so obscure. Does anyone remember this guy? Manglor.
Manglor?
The Manglor.
Is he from a comic book?
No, it's totally made up. It's this technology that they thought they had back in the time. It's called Manglor Mountain.
He looks like he could be like a He-Man monster.
He's like swamp. He's more like Swamp Thing.
Swamp Thing. Yeah. I don't know. But I'm looking at the design on there.
This is like mid to late
emblem.
80s, and this guy was cool. Well, he was kind of cool, but he never lived up to his calling.
He didn't live up to the hype.
He was like a little sort of like sticky rubber guy, like those things you throw on the wall and they climb down.
Oh, like the wall walkers?
Yes, a little bit like a wall walker.
Those jiggler toys?
But not as slimy. But the whole thing, if you look at the commercial on YouTube, I think they're still out there, Manglor, you could rip his arms and legs off and stick them back on, but they never really stick back on. they kind of don't.
So is he intact there?
This is the entire thing. Yeah, this is the
all,
whole box.
It's all there
I bought
in the
this
box?
years ago on eBay, so it probably now would be worth way more. But I paid way. I think I might have paid $50. I don't even remember what I paid for this thing. Wow. But it's got the whole Manglor Mountain. It's still got the Manglor. Oh, that's the. What is that?
Whatever it is, it looks like it's been there a while.
It might have been the Manglor. I don't know what's in there.
Did he shrivel?
No, he came with slime, like the good old fashioned slime. I don't know if I can take this out.
Maybe not. Do you need help?
Ugh. It's just a toy. So there's the Manglor Mountain, and that little red tongue you would pump up, and it would pump up the little, his little cage he came with right there. He came with a little cage. Is Manglor Manglor, hello, are you in there? Oh, I don't know if he's in there or not.
Uh-oh.
I don't know.
Maybe he
might be in the bottom
maybe
of it.
he went on an adventure like in Toy Story.
I never really unassembled this one, so I don't know. But anyway.
Maybe he like escaped.
That slime smell still there. But yeah, but the Manglor, and they sold other little creatures that you could buy, and those things are really expensive. They came in little eggs with slime, but...
Yay!
What was that you picked up?
My phone, because it fell earlier.
That could happen. So yeah, that was one of my favorite things as a kid. Monster toys. That's all I got for show and tell.
This one isn't very retro. It just came out maybe a handful of
years ago. Who got you that?
Grimm got me this
a
couple of years ago for my birthday. And here's Leatherface. I got a Leatherface doll
cute.
With the chain. Isn't he cute and
He's
cuddly?
somebody to cuddle up with, yeah. It's a cuddly Leatherface.
He's a cuddly Leatherface.
Yeah, he could be. He has intimate time.
So I mean, they come out with so many different horror-themed toys. It's so cool.
Frank Holt, thank you. Happy Friday to you, Frankie, buddy.
Oh, thank you, Frank. Happy Friday. What's left of Friday?
Yes, it's still here. No, we're past the Friday. We're into Saturday now, but that's
there
okay.
we go. Is he gonna hold his chainsaw?
Depends what hemisphere you're on.
Oh no, he dropped it. He doesn't. The only thing is he doesn't hold his chainsaw very well.
Yes,
I'm gonna have to maybe.
He never could. That was his problem.
Use a rubber band or something to stick that on.
That was that man's problem. He could never hold his chainsaw.
He could never get a good handle on his chainsaw. But yeah, this one is made by.
Adam says it looks like his neighbor.
Ah.
Not a good thing.
He's made from based off of Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2. Mezco makes a lot of horror themed toys.
They did a great job at that.
If you ever find those Mezco jigsaw dolls, those sell for really good money.
Really good money.
Yeah, I've sold a couple and those sold for good money. But yeah, Mezco, didn't they also make like the Living Dead dolls? Those zombie dolls?
They did, yes.
Yeah, they make a lot of cool like new stuff.
Yes, I'm digging into a pack of Friday the Potato Skins, so what? They're good.
And then, speaking of new stuff, I think I picked this up at a Walgreens a few weeks ago. He was like $10. It's a little Frankenstein guy.
Speaking of Frankenstein, Randy Hessel says, I have a really old animated Frankenstein monster.
Ooh.
I think that was that one that we sold not too long ago. We got from our buddy Ralph, the metal one.
The one we had in the garage for a while.
We bought a metal It's like from the 60s, right? It's
yeah,
like
he has a metal base.
He's all metal.
And he's like yay tall.
He's got like that, yeah. So, yeah. That even in the worst condition it was, it still sold for a good amount. Those things are rare, man. So hang on to that, man. If you or sell it, it's good. It's a good thing to sell.
Gary Smith said he had a Matt Mason. And the vehicle too, Matt Mason.
Matt Mason. We did see some Matt Mason at a estate sale we went to.
Those are also hard to find.
G.I. Joe, but they knew what they had.
Oh, they wanted double what the online price was.
Right, so you would have paid up.
Too
if you were a
much.
collector, you would have got a good deal, maybe, because they're so hard to find. But Major Matt Mason was a space-oriented toy that came out, not related to any kind of movie or cartoon, nothing.
No, it was just a series of like space adventure toys.
No, they were, but what they were bendies, right? So they had like the wire frame, rubber guys that would bend.
Were they? I thought they were more bendable, like.
They were bendies.
Okay.
And they had like ribbed bendy articulation on the elbows, and they spawned probably the most collectible and the most expensive toys from the late '60s. The Colorform aliens.
Oh, Colorforms.
There was a set of them on eBay, and it still might be on there. Like some god put forth some guy that has carded, multiple carded, like each one of the aliens. It's up for $35,000.
Wow.
Yeah, there's maybe 4 or 5 things.
Those must be super rare to go for
They're
that much.
ultra rare. They're ultra rare. But on the card, I mean, forget it. I mean, you never find them. That's why they're like $40,000. You could buy a Land Rover, or you could buy a Range Rover, or you could buy these figures.
Yikes.
But they're that rare and that hard to find.
Another thing that's newer, but I think they're discontinued now, but you could find them pretty much at every thrift store.
No.
Monster High.
Blah. Now you went way down.
I know, now I'm going way down, but...
You go from Shogun Godzilla to Monster High? Wow.
I think they're cute. I do collect some of the Monster Highs. I know.
No one here is going to bring up Monster
me.
High.
Don't judge me. I like the Monster
You're out of touch,
Barbies.
You're out of touch.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. Is Bratz doing any Halloween stuff?
No. Hey. Trying to think what else.
Yeah, you're right, Adam. We're not going to show your comment, but you're right.
McFarlane. McFarlane did all the movie monster series.
Everyone's like, yuck.
I know, sorry.
Yeah,
Okay, let's go back to the cool toys.
Yes.
Okay, McFarlane in the 90s.
Yeah, you're all right there.
Yeah, like the movie monsters.
Yeah,
Edward
Todd McFarlane from Spawn
Scissorhands.
fame, yeah.
They did like the Psycho figurines.
They came out with some other stuff that was really controversial. It was like
was that the Tortured Souls series?
no, it was more like Wizard of Oz.
Oh, that one. That series was really weird.
Yeah, they had that. They had some like fairy tale stuff that was
They definitely
really,
weren't. Some of those figurines
really
weren't for kids, but they were cool looking. I think my niece's daughter likes Monster High. See,
yeah.
Some people do.
Yeah, it's not too far.
Ghostbusters toys. That's another one I wanted to bring up.
There you go.
Yeah, I love Ghostbusters. I still have a bunch of Ghostbusters toys. Ghostbusters. And yeah, I mean that could be a monster-related toy because they're ghosts
in your neighborhood.
The figurines are cool. And they had all the different little ghost guys and the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. He was like a giant kaiju monster. He was like a Godzilla monster.
No.
Yeah, Stay
Kaiju?
Puft. No. Well, kaiju's giant monster. That's what that means. And Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Oh yeah, so scary. It's like King Kong, Godzilla, the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. I get it. You're right. You're boy. What was I thinking?
Hey. Well, in the movie, he turns into a big monster and tries to kill him.
Yeah, but all I did was zap him and he blew up. Godzilla's way bigger and badder than that.
Okay.
Megalon could beat him.
My grandson still plays with my son's Ghostbuster headquarters.
Yeah, you have a couple of those.
Yeah, those are cool. The firehouse.
Yeah, that's when they built toys.
And then the car, the Ecto-1.
That was the end of when they started building toys that you could actually play with.
And then they had a million different... Oh, Ghostbusters did have a monster series of figures. And like I think a Halloween series. Same with Ninja Turtles. The Ninja Turtles, there was like a Dracula one. There was a Frankenstein one where they dressed up. It was neat.
So, Lego stuff I think is funny because I remember growing up, Lego was only this. Lego was only these little blocks that never came apart. They never pulled apart. And that's all they were, though. They were blocks. They didn't have any shape to them. You had to make the shape. Lately, maybe the past 15 to 20 years, right? They've been making, like, Lego makes things, you build, and maybe there's like something that's a Lego or two on it. But it's not like you had to build the whole thing out of Legos. There's parts and shapes and things that are not even Lego-like, but they give you all those parts. You have to slap them together.
Oh, to build the play sets, you mean?
Play set, figure, Star Wars, this or that, yeah.
Like the Star Wars or
back
the
in the
Harry
day,
Potter Legos or whatever.
Here's how Legos really used to be. Hey, I built something. What is it? It's a helicopter. Oh, okay, now I think I see it. Now you get a whole helicopter.
Well, no, they had Lego play sets back when...
No, they didn't.
No, they did.
No,
they had the medieval play set. They had like an outer space one.
How far back are we going?
80s.
No.
I'm talking
about 50s, 60s, 70s.
They didn't have Lego back then.
Yes, they did.
How old is Lego?
It's at least early 60s.
Are you sure?
Absolutely.
I'm checking Google right now.
Oh my gosh! Someone's going. But you might want to just retract on that one. Oh yeah, I grew up with Lego.
Yeah, but you're not that old.
But I'm older than 80s. I grew up with this.
Well, Lego really is that old.
It is very old. Where you been?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. So let's. Yeah. So,
I did not realize.
Trust me.
But no, you're wrong. Lego is even older than what you thought.
40s, 50s.
Older.
30s?
It says 1932, according to the Google.
It's not even about, but up until...
According to the internet.
But listen to me. Escuchen. Listen to me in Spanish. Escuchen. Up until the late 80s, if you built something out of Legos, you had to tell somebody what it was because they couldn't figure it out.
Well, no, some people were good at building things. Maybe you just weren't good at building Legos.
It's not about me. Everyone knows what I'm talking about. Legos were just blocks. They never were shaped things ever. And then they figured out, hey, we better license this stuff.
That comment can be shown.
Yeah, erector set. Hey-o.
YouTube hid that.
That's okay, because the word erector?
It's an actual toy. You can show that.
Erector set's really old, too.
Yeah, that's okay.
So anyway, but trust me, like I said, I just thought there was a funny thing, like later on when I was like seeing Legos, I'm like, they say, hey, Lego, Star Wars thing.
You guys are killing it tonight. You're making me laugh.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you,
yeah,
Albert.
Legos. Here's the Death Star or Darth Vader's TIE Fighter. Yeah, that looks just like Darth. Where's the Lego in it? They put a couple on the side and in the front, but it was all these things that weren't Legos.
It's all fancier now.
They snap together, but they're
It's
not.
all fancier
No,
now.
trust me. I'm telling you the truth. When you built some of my Legos as a kid, you had to tell people what it was because they couldn't figure it out.
I think some basics.
Oh, Lincoln Logs.
I think Grimm just wasn't good with playing Legos.
Wasn't just me. I'm telling you, I came from a whole culture.
No, there were some good Lego builders.
We'll learn you.
There were.
We'll get you. I'll show him how.
He's great.
I'm not speaking from nothing. I'm speaking from fact.
Okay, so more about toys
Experience.
that aren't Lego. Universal in the 90s came out with a bunch.
Why would they block that?
What?
Why want to see your black cat? They want to see Earl or Louie.
Oh, Earl or Louie or Jack.
That's so weird that they
I don't know. I
don't
don't
the word
know.
cat? They didn't say that. All right.
Anyway.
That would have been funny. Albert is going to run out of money tonight. Hey, thank you, Albert.
If you both had to agree on a toy, what would it be?
A toy? From what? A monster toy?
Like a monster toy that we like?
Good luck on that. Lego, no.
Probably Godzilla toys. Those are cool.
Godzilla. Here's the best thing about Godzilla.
Because there's so many different monsters, and they made so many different types of figurines and toys. So yeah, if we had to agree on a series of monster toys, probably Godzilla.
But
right?
think about it.
Just because they're fun.
Godzilla is a very interesting license. Why? Because there's not persistent, comic books. There have been comic books, but not persistent. There's their movies, yes, but they're mostly Japanese made. The newer American ones were really bad, like the ones like the 1998 one, horrible. 1985, no one remembers that. The newer ones, you're holding on to something. But the most of them were Japanese made, right? Because Japanese, they made a bunch of Godzilla movies in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. They made a lot of them. And the true fans really follow that stuff. But if you think about it, they don't have stuff constantly out there. But when they do put Godzilla product out, it's never against a movie or a cartoon. It's just the name Godzilla.
Just because.
Yeah.
It's almost like whatever toys they come out, a lot of them they're not always related to the movies. It's hey, here's some monsters.
Yeah, we were at a Monster Bash a few years ago, and someone had, there's multiple vendors there, and someone had like a Godzilla versus Megalon set.
It looked really cool.
Godzilla vs. Megalon came out in the mid-'70s, and now they put like a little mini figure set out.
But
I was flipping out. I bought it and I couldn't wait.
And we have it somewhere, and it's still sealed. It's like a Godzilla letter opener, and it's this cute little, and it's like, who would have thought to make a Godzilla letter?
We still have that.
We still have it. It was never. No, I didn't say I did. I said that we had it.
We have that thing.
That we have it somewhere.
Yeah, it's not for sale.
I didn't say it was.
Yeah.
I didn't say it was. But there's a lot of cute, Japanese Godzilla toys.
So
I like those figurines.
Jonathan Ray's talking about the Taco Bell Godzilla. That's based on the Godzilla 1988.
Yeah.
Right? And then that's the movie that everyone says it wasn't a bad movie, but if they call it something other than Godzilla. Because it was an iguana that was irradiated and that had babies.
It was such a bad movie.
It wasn't a good movie.
Such a bad movie.
It was good to make fun of, but it wasn't a Godzilla movie.
Okay, going back to monster toys.
Yeah.
Okay, so in the 90s, Universal, there were a lot of Universal toys, like figurines, dolls, and even plush. So this is a plush mummy doll.
Yeah, Universal releases stuff based on the 30s movie.
Yeah, still.
Not on anything that's been made recently.
No, based on the classic monsters.
Yeah, come on.
So there was a whole series of plush with Frankenstein, Bride of Frankenstein, the Mummy, Wolfman, Dracula, and they're about yay big and they're really cute. So I've got the Mummy one.
Think about that, guy. Think about it. This is not based on the Tom Cruise movie, right? That just came out.
Oh, Tony says CVS had some.
Yeah, these are CVS monsters. Yeah, this is.
What, that one was from CVS?
Yes, they did all the this particular license, right? The Universal monsters.
There's
Karloff,
so many.
Lugosi, Cheney. Okay, these are names from the 1930s and 40s, folks, that are still marketable.
Well, Creature was 50s.
Whoever.
And they still make Creature toys.
Yeah, but no one knows.
Yeah.
No one knows to play the Creature. We do, but it doesn't even matter because he's still big. But no one's saying, "Hey, Tom Cruise Mummy." They're not.
No.
They're not.
No.
Sorry. You know, Hammer.
That's a good point because there's something to it when.
Think about that.
Like 70, 80 years go by from when these movies came out, and they're still making toys based off of those classic monsters.
Not any revamps from the 50s or 60s. None. From the 30s and 40s. That's pretty wild.
Yeah.
This looks like Karloff. This isn't like Tom Cruise or the woman that played the mummy.
No.
This is the Karloff mummy, period. This came out as a CVS.
And that really says something to your creation if you make a movie that's that iconic.
Yes.
That years go by and every year or every...
That's they're sticking to.
So many years they come out. They still come out with merchandise.
You still can't create a Frankenstein monster character that looks like the Karloff one.
I mean, they don't have a Manos the Hands of Fate action figure. No, they have Universal Monsters figures.
Well, Universal's so protective of that look. Like since Karloff, like for example, did Frankenstein. If you see if any Frankenstein movie you see after that, the reason why it doesn't look just like Karloff is because they copyrighted it. They own that look, and that's why a lot of these guys look like baked, pie-faced, weird versions of Frankenstein. Not even they should stick to the Mary Shelley.
Yeah, because that look is definitely copyright protected.
Because the Karloff Frankenstein looks way different than the Mary Shelley Frankenstein in the book. He had a scully face. He was very thin and tall and lanky. Had a skeleton nose, long hair. Nothing like the Karloff one. But Universal protected that look, as they protected all the other stuff that they do. So
okay, so more 1980s. Monster in My Pocket. Do you guys remember those?
Yes, of course.
They were like.
Did someone bring it up, or are you just talking about it?
No, I've got my notes here. I'm just going by my notes.
I thought maybe because sometimes that happens. It parallels.
Well, we could read the comments too and then go back to that. But Manos action figure, LOL.
Frank Holt, totally agree. Christopher Lee rocked the Dracula version, the Hammer version, unparalleled. You know. Lugosi, Lee, whatever.
Yeah.
Lee Gosi, Christopher Lee. It's almost the same.
A Manos figure. Well, now it probably would, but
because it's cheesy.
Because it's funny and people would buy it thinking it's funny.
It's not iconic though.
But it's not like an iconic. No. It's iconically bad, but it's not like that classic Universal monster.
Adam asks us a weird question.
What's that?
Our favorite city. I don't know.
Cleveland.
No. Second to Cleveland. All right. In Ohio, Columbus, Dayton, Toledo.
Columbus. If I had to pick another Ohio city.
Really?
Yeah. Columbus is a nice artsy city.
Toledo for me.
Toledo, really?
It's definitely.
Holy Toledo.
Holy Toledo. I don't know. I've lived in a lot of places in this country, and to me, it's all the same. They all have grocery stores and shopping centers. It's all homogenized.
Torgo's a little iconics as low as well. Torgo is pretty awesome.
No one's taking advantage of that though.
Yeah, they should make a Torgo.
There's a sequel. There's a sequel to. It's called. There's a prequel to Manos Hand of Fate.
Okay, so maybe I'm wrong there. Maybe I used a bad
it's nowhere
analogy.
It's nowhere near as big as the Karloff Frankenstein.
Yeah, but it's not as big as Frankenstein.
If you put the Karloff Frankenstein face out right now, everyone knows Frankenstein. They don't question it. Yeah.
Okay, so Monsters in My Pocket, those little action figures.
Those are toys.
They're like little toys from the 80s, and they were different little monsters. So that's another cute one. I remember seeing those. I had some back in the day, and people still collect that stuff.
So Albert wants to know what's the website to buy the glow-in-the-dark figurines.
Oh, the MummyMonkey ones?
We have those.
Yeah, we have 2 left.
They're exclusive to our...
I need to put them on eBay.
Our store, yeah.
But... If you want the full color, show them the Phoenix.
No. They're asking about Albert's asking about the glow in the dark.
Okay. Do we have a picture?
So we want to hit the email. So
the email.
What you do is you email us, Albert.
Yeah, just email us, Albert. That'll be better to explain.
We'll send the deets. We'll send the direct link to order these.
Yeah, I have 2 of these left.
Because we have exclusive rights to just sell the glow in the dark.
Yeah, we only sell the glow in the dark variant. But
you can only get it from us.
Phoenix Comics and Toys has a full painted one, full color one. This one is like a glow in the dark green color.
This one.
Yeah, but the glow in the dark one is pretty sweet.
You can't see it now, but when you let the light suck this up and turn the lights, it's green. It's like the brightest green you've ever seen.
Even the box and the certificate of authenticity, it all glows green.
It's all glow. It's all glow.
So yeah, and that was made by Phoenix Comics and Toys. Yeah. I need to put these 2 on eBay.
We could show that commercial if you want. Let's show the commercial.
Yeah, let's show that real quick.
We'll do that. Let's do that.
Is it going to switch over?
No, give me a second.
Well, we don't have to.
I will. Give me 10 seconds.
We usually play it on our Facebook show.
We didn't do it now. Here we go.
Check out Phoenix Comics and Toys and get your one-of-a-kind custom horror host figurines made exclusively by Rob Fleck. That's right, kiddies. You can find hosts like the Keymaster, Mummy and the Monkey. I just love that name. Mr. Lobo, or even Carlos Borloff's Monster Madhouse. That's right, kiddies. You can order them on Facebook or on eBay. Anytime, kiddies. Tell him your bony little friend, the Crypt Keeper, sent you. It won't get you a discount, but it might get you killed.
Wait, wrong show.
Wrong show. All right, so that was our commercial break. And yeah, Phoenix Comics and Toys has the other figurines of us and a Stasha minifigurine
That's right here.
on their Etsy
Where's
store.
that?
Here somewhere.
I thought it was right behind me.
Um,
Where'd the Stasha one go?
she's here somewhere, Grim.
Oh
I don't
my.
want to spend an hour looking for it right now.
I thought she was right behind me. I remember seeing the little glasses there.
She's usually here.
Oh my.
Maybe she walked
She
away.
fell. She fell.
I don't think she... We'll look,
Oh!
Grim, we'll
Oh.
look for it later.
What else?
We should probably wrap this up in a little bit
No
anyway.
way.
Oh, Mego.
Migos. and
Mego,
stuff.
they made monster toys, right?
They did. Yes,
Didn't they
did.
make a Dracula too and
They
a
made
Wolfman?
and they even made new ones too. Migos just
Yeah.
released a now. Migos interesting company, right? So they were competing with Barbie, right? Back in the day, and they tried to.
The action figures. Yeah.
Well, between that, GI Joe, the Hasbro stuff, and they're like kind of like it was this weird you should watch the Toys That Made Us. They'll tell you all about that, but
yeah,
on
the
Netflix.
Mego figures are cool.
But Mego, they pumped out a bunch of stuff: superheroes, action figures, monster stuff. But now they even redid some stuff. We have a bunch of the new stuff they did, But yeah, but back in the 70s, they did a lot of cool things. Definitely the Universal Monsters. If you can find those, good for you. I can't find them.
Yeah, those are cool. They made Mego of just about anything, like
Yeah, they
Star
did.
Trek and
Now even more so, I say.
superheroes and stuff like
They're
that.
doing Facts of Life, like Tootie and Natalie.
Married with Children and I
Married
Dream
with-
a Genie.
You name it, they're doing now. But that's kind of fun because, but it's not any different from what they were doing back in the day. What was popular,
And then, like
Planet of the Apes, Star Trek, yeah.
the monster.
As our parents say, Star Trek.
The monster toys. I mean, some people also collected the monster masks. So, like Don Post masks, Topstone. What were the other? Ben Cooper. Like those retro monster masks, the Halloween masks.
Justin Giallo's late to the party. Justin, come on, man. Where you been, brother?
Or is he just in time to say hello?
Justin is a good name because you can all right. Yeah, but hey, welcome to the party, Justin.
Hello, Justin.
Yeah. Jonathan Ray, he had a Mego Dracula and the Mummy. Wow.
Oh, cool.
Now, the coolest monster toy we ever found, sort of like as a couple, was that game that I found, the Dracula game.
Yeah.
That we sold. Should we have sold that, do you think?
I don't know. It's hard.
Ooh. We'll never, ever.
We can't keep everything, Grim.
It's a weird
So
thing.
some stuff we do part with.
The weird thing in this field, not that we know everything now, but we think we can kind of, if you mention something that's out there, we can I know that it's out there, but we had no idea there were board games based on some of the Universal monsters back in the early 60s. I found one. I found a Dracula game intact, okay?
With all the pieces.
All the pieces intact.
It was perfect and
for
perfect
50
condition.
cents or $1 at a thrift store. I brought it to you. We were both like, whoa, couldn't believe it. And we sold it very quickly for $100 or so.
I think it
$125.
went for $125.
Right?
Yeah.
But the rarity of this thing, even if it's only worth $125 at this height, the fact, the rarity of it, you'll never find it again.
That was just...
We've never heard of it, and we've never seen it since, right?
Well, you never know. Maybe we'll find more.
I'm just saying, it's just so crazy.
There's always going to be stuff out there.
It's insane.
So maybe we'll find more.
But that was one of those little bright spots.
I had all of the monster model kits to build. Awesome.
Wow. Yeah, I have some of the. I still have some in storage, but they're repops, so they're not the originals. No way. I wish.
Cool.
Mint in box, John Biggin says. Boom. All y'all.
$6 Million Man and Bionic Woman dolls were really big.
Oh, they were. My brother had
Yeah.
a $6 Million Man, and I did sell one recently with the you could look through the eye, and you see the bionic eye, and the engine block too that he used to have with this like little thing, and some Big Jim stuff. Remember Big Jim? Mm-hmm. You sold the.
I sold a Big Jim's friend. What was his name? He was like a kung fu guy.
Yeah.
I don't remember his name, but yeah, it was like they had Big Jim, and then it was like some of his friends, and they would.
Big Jim and Little Kim.
No. They do like karate stuff or whatever.
Yeah.
Kung Fu Grip.
Ghost guns. I don't know what Ghost gun is.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. There was a Ghostbuster toy or Ghostbuster cartoon in the 70s with the gorilla, Tracy the gorilla. So maybe that's what he's talking about.
There's so, I mean, look. Oh my gosh, the best thing about the 70s and the 80s, and probably even the 60s, but definitely the 70s. Once licensing started picking up, like after Lucas figured out that you could, make money off of licensing, it blew up. I think my personal belief is that like the late 70s to the mid 80s, there was a plethora of really odd product. Okay. Because it was like there was a line of toys called the Metal Men. Do you remember the Metal Men? Anybody? It was made by a company Z-Toy or Xylemex. It's XYLEMEX.
I don't remember that one.
I do, but they were the little 3 1/4 figures, the same size as Star Wars figures from the 70s, but they were all die-cast metal. They did have army guys. They were silver with army, the olive green colored, fatigues and stuff. Mm-hmm. And then they had like robot versions, like more space stuff for Star Wars.
Yeah.
And it was called the Metal Men. And the Metal Men had like spaceships, which I did have.
Metal!
Yeah, they had a saucer spaceship with a little metal
that
figure.
Kind of metal?
I even have a few still. I mean, I've actually accumulated. Not my originals, but the ones I got from the thing.
Yeah.
But my gosh, like that kind of stuff, the knockoff stuff, I loved. Here's the thing: I loved the knockoff stuff as a kid better than the stuff that it was based on. Any knockoff Star Wars, any knockoff military.
Well, now they're called. So if you found like a Star Wars knockoff figurine, it would be called a Star Wars clone. Or, like, if you found a bootleg Barbie doll, it would be called a Barbie clone.
Yeah, Will Chrisman said he had the Metal Man space set. He probably had the saucer with the guy with the visor, right? I have him. They had silver arms, silver legs, silver head, and a blue body, all die-cast metal.
Wow.
With the rubber band, joints. And it came with this, like, really cool, like, silver and orange, clear domed saucer.
Tony says, Mummy needs her rest. I do. I'm getting tired, guys.
I'm not. I'm all hyped.
He's all hyped up and talking, and I'm like, this is all cool, and I love this.
You're not even.
But now I'm getting tired.
Come on. This is the best stuff. What's Garrett said? Let's get Garrett. Mars Attacks had the cars from the early 60s. Oh, that's the original. That's what Tim Burton based his movie on. Yeah.
Ooh, sorry.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that is true. Yep, Will remembers what I'm talking about. I had the same thing,
Maybe
Will.
we should continue this next week.
Or maybe not.
We could talk more about monster toys.
Oh, no, let me correct.
It seems like people are really liking it.
When we were quick to Tony, he said he had a tow bar robot. No. You're close, Tony. It's tow bore.
Towbore, because
It's
isn't that robot backwards?
And the weird thing about that is, I did have that as a kid. I remember playing the little apartment we lived in, that little tiny kitchen. I had the little remote. It was a clicker remote. It like click, 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 and the clicks. It wasn't electronic. The click sound somehow activated something in the robot you had. So you had this little RC robot.
So he's a remote control little robot.
No wire. It was a clicker, like a little. It was real loud. It would make a real loud click. And the click would sort of activate something if it was close enough in the robot. So the weird thing is that I found one of those tow bores at a little, that's gone now. Remember Southland area? Mm-hmm. We went there and I found a tow bore robot without the clicker. He had that, and he had the little thing he carries. He could pick up with his little hook arm. No stickers, but it was the little black toe bore robot. Then later on, I find what? In 2 different times, I find the clicker at a different venue, altogether different, and it was missing the battery cover. I found that at a different place too.
Tony says the click sound also changed the channel on his TV.
That's how they must have done it before actual art. It's infrared.
And Lofty's asking, what about the famous foam mosquito? Oh, from the Stasha skit.
That's actually has a revered place.
We actually gave that away as one of our prizes, and it's
at the Haunted Barn.
It's at the Haunted Barn in New York. Our friends Joey Vento, and Diane, and Jess Ferratu.
Yes.
It is now. They now take care of it at the Haunted Barn Museum. They have a huge collection of movie memorabilia and props from movies.
We're a part of that now. And
now the mosquito from that skit is at the museum.
That's an honorary part in the Haunted Barn Museum.
Yeah.
And his dad, Joey's dad, was in the Beast from 20,000 Phantoms.
Yes, and he actually won a Rondo.
That's right.
A couple of years ago.
Okay, so we're gonna wrap this up right now.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap everything up for now, guys. And I think we should talk more about Monster Toys next week. It seems like people are really
let's just
digging
hang out with these good folks next week. Yeah.
Thank you for hanging out with us.
That's right.
Give the video a like. We have like 5,000 followers on Facebook. Can we get 5,000 subscribers on YouTube?
Come on, tell your mama, tell your brother, tell your sister.
Come on,
and
gang,
friend.
hit subscribe, and we do appreciate you. Thank you.
Yes, and like it, subscribe, everything. But thank you so much for joining us tonight on the Mummy and the Monkey's Hairy Scary Hangover. And we'll see you next week right here, same Mummy Monkey time, same Mummy Monkey channel.
Good night. Good fright. Mwah.